Hello Whovians, Crispy Bro here, and yes, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for sticking around. So today's video is a bit of an interesting one. This is the video that I've been wanting to make for a few years now. You know, each year it's just been slowly chipping away at me, and I was like, you know what, I think it's time. I think it's time to bring it up. I'm probably gonna regret making this video, you know, it's not a topic I really like talking about, but yeah, I am a bit terrified of the backlash this video might receive. So before anyone smashes the dislike button and leaves a really harsh comment, can we just try and be respectful? You know, we are all only human. I am literally just going to sit here and give my opinion or my response. This is purely my viewpoint. I could be completely wrong. You might not agree with it, but this is just what I'm saying. I'm going to try and be as delicate as I can. So let's all just try and be on the same level. Because at the end of the day, we're all here for one show, and that's Doctor Who. If you're not here for Doctor Who, I'm sorry you stumbled upon this channel. Normally my content's pretty fun actually. So I mean, you can stick around if you want. But anyway, on to the video. Okay, so for the past few years, I have seen news articles, Twitter rants, YouTube videos that just absolutely dissect Doctor Who. And that's fine, that is absolutely fine, but you know, some of their comments have been fair, and some other comments have been a bit far-fetched. But with the most recent, like, castings and the most recent seasons, my goodness, oh boy, I don't even know where to begin. Whenever I go on my Twitter, it's very 50-50 if I'm gonna see a post roasting Doctor Who or praising Doctor Who. And recently for me, it's been a bit hard to look at because, you know, admittedly, I am very protective of Doctor Who because, you know, it's something I'm so goddamn passionate towards. This is the only show that I am, like, obsessed with and care about. I'm not really fascinated in any other TV show as much as this one, you know? This is all I have going for me. So seeing these types of comments really got to me, but I remember when it got quite bad and in your face, and that was when they cast Jodie Whittaker. It's the Broadchurch girl, no way. They actually went female. Holy crap. Oh my gosh. Oh, there's gonna be an uproar. And I was right with that one. Wow, that was the most interesting mixed reception I have ever seen. Some people didn't think she was right for the role. Okay, that's acceptable. Some people were very protective of the show and didn't like the huge change, you know? I mean, okay, that's fair. And some people were just straight up sexist, and that's really not fair. Here are a few of my favorite tweets that I saw at the time. No more Doctor Who for me and my son. What have you done? Raging. Ruined an amazing program with a female doctor. I'm not watching anymore. 581 likes. This is one I actually found on a website whilst researching for this video. It says, I guess not even Doctor Who is beyond jumping on the popular, politically correct bandwagon. Hoped for more. A woman would be fine if it wasn't what the social climate warriors demanded. Way to cave under pressure. That last one I found so interesting because, you know, it does comment on how things kind of are in this day and age. Also in this day and age, you know, the internet is much more of a thing since, you know, obviously the show started or even when the show came back. So obviously I feel like that's had such a large influence on how people's opinions are being heard. I honestly just felt like so sorry for Jodie because, you know, she's an actress, she got a role, she hasn't even had a word of dialogue in the show yet, and she was already receiving this hate. But honestly, I think it worked out in the end. I'm not quite sure. I'm pretty sure it did. Yeah. I'm sorry, that was very smart-ass. Okay, yes. Okay, I'm being respectful. Her performance was met with largely positive reviews, okay? It was a big yes from me. Because of this initial backlash with Jodie Whittaker's casting, I think that's one of the main reasons people going into this, whether they were like positive or negative, were just looking for things that could be nitpicked or like skewed as political correctness being shoved down viewers' throats. And I'm sure a lot of you will agree with me, but I feel like Series 11 has been by far the most nitpick series of Doctor Who since the reboot or just in general. Now, as I am actually recording this, we are only halfway through Series 11, so the next 5 episodes could be the single most politically correct television anyone has ever seen, and this whole video could backfire quite badly on me. You could all come back and be like, ha, told you so, Crispy. Anyway, the main reason I am making this video, this response, is in response to an article that I saw called, Fans backlash over Doctor Who's latest transformation into television's most PC show. I was like, wow, okay, I bet this is going to be a great and insightful read. In all seriousness, I was genuinely interested in seeing what observations this journalist made. As I was reading through it, I saw three main points kind of jump out at me. One was that Rosa is the racism is bad episode. The second was that the companions are obviously diverse, and that Jodie is a female role model. Let's have a bit of a chat about these, shall we? For me, Rosa was such a standout episode. I bloody loved it. I thought it was beautiful. I honestly think it was one of the most powerful episodes we had had in such a long time. But for some, what people perceive as powerful, others can perceive as political correctness being shoved down viewers' throats. The article actually included two tweets. They read, "There should be a clever storyline, not a rehash of history. There's also an underlying feeling the focus has been forcing inclusiveness by having such obviously diverse characters. Please keep the PC stuff for documentaries and serious drama, and let the Doctor help us escape to a fantasy world." Now, the last time we had a historical episode that was as powerful, in my opinion, was in 2010's Vincent and the Doctor. Whilst Rosa touched on racism, you know, Vincent and the Doctor had an underlying focus on Vincent and his depression and then his eventual suicide. That is heavy stuff. I think it is excellent that Doctor Who can be used as a platform to have these conversations and touch on these topics. You just think, like, what Rosa Parks did in the real world is massive. I remember learning about her at school, so seeing her in a show that I love was something unreal. So while some viewers may have seen it as, hey, racism is bad, it's just a fact of life. Yes, racism is bad. We have Ryan, who suffers from dyspraxia, which affects his coordination and balance. We have Graham, a middle-aged white man. And then we have Yaz, who is of Pakistani descent, I believe. And then it doesn't really go into any other detail about the companion. It just kind of mentions Ryan and Graham without touching on Yaz, which I found a bit weird, but whatever. Now, in regards to Yaz, in the episode 4, Series 11, Arachnids in the UK, it slightly alluded to the fact that Yaz may in fact be bisexual. And I saw so much hate around this idea on Twitter. I don't know if you remember, but last year our companion Bill Potts was lesbian. Her sexuality was far more present than anything Yaz has done this entire series. And you know what wasn't subtle? The character of Captain Jack Harkness, who was introduced in 2005. If Captain Jack was introduced in this series, I would love to see the internet's reaction. If subtly alluding to is your definition of political correctness in your face, you might need to look up the definition of subtle. Funnily enough, I found an article from the same publisher, the same place, with an article that reads, "Fans rejoice as they claim Yaz is bisexual and in love with the Time Lord after cryptic scene as they praise the PC series." So what is it? Are you praising the series, or are you against it? Anyways, in regards to Ryan's dyspraxia, this has come up, what, like 3 times? The whole idea of it is that he's learning to adapt. Like, there was a beautiful moment, absolutely beautiful moment at the end of episode 1 where he tries to ride his bike for his nan. That is excellent writing. That is amazing. As I was watching episode 1, I wasn't really expecting to have that much of a connection with these characters, but that was such an honestly heartfelt moment, and I was like, wow, this series is doing things a bit different. And if I have to touch on Graham, you know, he's bloody brilliant. I don't think anyone had a problem when Wilf was with the Doctor, so I doubt you should have a problem with Graham. I feel like I shouldn't have to say much on this, but obviously Jodie Whittaker is a role model for women because, you know, no other woman had the role of the Doctor before her. And her being a role model isn't just exclusive to women, you know, she's a role model for everyone. The Doctor is a role model for everyone. Regardless of what the scripts are telling her to do, Jodie Whittaker's performance is absolutely memorable. It is my firm opinion that hate seems to dominate headlines and seem so much louder on the internet. Because obviously I feel like people are far more comfortable, you know, saying things online than they would you know, probably think twice about saying in person. This is why I feel like there's so many like headlines and Twitter posts and YouTube videos that seem so in your face when it comes to these topics. And plus, hate online does really well. The article that talked about Yaz and, you know, praising the PC series got 101 shares, and the article that I am responding to right now nearly got 5,000 shares. Social media makes it so easy for things to spread, whether it's positive or negative. Talking negatively about things on YouTube seems to do pretty well too. Now, I'm not here to call out anyone or start any beef or any of that, because quite frankly, who has the time? But like, I have observed that there are some YouTubers out there that seem to disagree heavily with a lot of stuff Doctor Who's doing at the moment, and in their reviews they get way more views than I do with mine, because I actually like the show. And it seems that the videos that I make that talk about, you know, controversial topics and things that people dislike or hate within, you know, showrunners and characters seem to do a lot better than my other videos, and that's I find that a little messed up. That seems a little bit toxic. Now, I'm not here to spread love or preach or whatever. As I said in my title, this is my response to Doctor Who being called the most PC show on television at the moment. And that was my response, that was my opinion, that is where I stand. If you agree with me, awesome. If you don't, that's fine too. Now, I know the internet is a crazy place and people can throw names and be harsh all around, but how about this? Why don't we use the comments section as a place of discussion and not a place of being harsh to one another? If you agree with me, please let me know in the comments below. If you didn't, please let me know as well. I'd love to see your opinions, what your views are, and how the show is at the moment. I actually want to see what some of my close YouTube mates thought about this topic, and they responded to me. So I actually got Ace Creeper and Matt from the Who Addicts. Here they are.
Hello everybody, my name's Ace Creeper, and I'm being Crispy Pro's guest this evening. He's asked me to talk about political correctness. A lot of people talk about the idea of agenda pushing in the most recent episode, the Saranga Conundrum. I don't know how. The pregnant man was played off in the least PC way possible, and it was good. It was played for comedic value. It was played as a story point, albeit not the best story point. I'm not saying I enjoyed the episode, but more pointing on the fact that that pregnant man was not done to go, oh yeah, men can have children too in the future. No, it was the man is an alien, and on their planet, men give birth to boys and girls give birth to girls. There were 3 instances where it was heavily referred to that a female regeneration from a man could actually happen. Missy, the Doctor's wife, and the General from Hellbent, of course, from turning from a man into a woman. And you look at that as an example of Stephen Moffat pushing agenda. A white man regenerating into a black, bald woman. It was very much on the nose, yes. But I don't feel that there's been much political correctness in the new series. I think it's been very tame in comparison to Moffat. Anyway, that's all I have time for in my opinion. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to my channel. I'm amazing. That's so smug. What am I doing? Why am I speaking like a robot? Stop.
Well, if it isn't our arch nemesis from Down Under, Crispy Pro. Now, do I think that Doctor Who is politically correct, or too politically correct? I don't think it is. I don't think that the BBC is sort of in your face with, you know, how direct they are about political correctness and all that just yet. I think the likes of having a pregnant man in an episode, or having more gay or lesbian characters, or having a Muslim and a Pakistani, you know, companion. I don't think that's them being in your face politically correct. I think it's just them covering themselves, because in 2018 people are so stupidly oversensitive about things. You can't say or do anything without upsetting someone. So I don't think they're being sort of overly politically correct, because I guess if you were doing it too blatantly, it might go the other way, and Doctor Who might look silly and look like it's trying too hard to impress these people, and it might fall back on itself. But I think if they hadn't have cast a female 13th Doctor and we'd have had a man, the pressure on casting a female 14th Doctor would have been ridiculous. So I don't think that they're being directly in your face, blatantly politically correct at the moment. I think they're just covering themselves. for the potential hate that it might receive.
Thanks for that, guys. Very, very insightful. Thank you so much for being part of the video. Yeah, guys, go and subscribe to Ace Creeper and the Who Addicts. They are amazing content creators. Anyways, thank you so much for listening and hearing me out. I really appreciate you just sitting and listening to my opinion. I honestly look forward to seeing all of your opinions. And please like this video. I would mean a lot to me because I feel like this video is going to get just a lot of dislikes, but that's okay. That's fine, I guess. We'll live on. I do intend to make a follow-up to this video. That'll either be soon or like at the end of the series or something. I'll see you guys on Monday for my next Doctor Who review. I hope you all have an amazing day. Please, honestly, just subscribe if you've not already. It's a lot of fun on this channel normally. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Allons-y!